How's it? Welcome to this week's edition of the SA Crypto Market Analysis with myself, James Preston.
And myself, Grant Tennant.
And this week's edition is proudly sponsored by Altcoin Trader. Altcoin Trader were kind enough to invite me up to their offices in Joburg last week, where I went for a tour of their offices just to chat to them and have a look at their operation. And I made a little video blog of the tour of their offices, which was a lot of fun actually. I really enjoyed my time with them. You can check it out. I'll place the video link here somewhere, I guess. And also just on our YouTube page, check out the tour with Altcoin Trader, see their customer support firsthand, and meet the team behind one of the largest exchanges in South Africa. Now, Graham, this week's edition, I'd like to talk about that break to the downside we saw on Wednesday morning.
Yes.
We lost $500 on the price, which is almost 10% in a matter of hours.
It was a very quick, volatile move.
It was indeed. And you were 60-40 bearish last week. So this confirms what you were feeling, that nice break to the downside. Nice, I guess, is a subjective description. What I want to know is, are we approaching a bottom, or do you feel there's more to come? I know you were eyeing out the sort of $7,000 zone.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Cool. So, absolutely, I think that the 7,000. I think that the zone is more between the 6,800 and the 6,000 level.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really what I'm looking at, and I think that's really the magnet that's almost sucking the price down into that level. And now that we've got that break that we saw on Wednesday, I think that becomes even more likely at this point in time.
How long can we expect this move to the downside to come?
Yeah.
And is it going to be as violent as these? I mean, if we look at these breaks here, where it broke out of that descending triangle there, and then we broke out of that pattern there, are we going to see a smaller moves until we eventually hit this bottom?
I think that's more likely, and if we do compare this latest move out of this structure compared to the previous move, which was on the 24th of September, it is less volatile and less violent than it was previously. So it does look like this move to the downside is running out of a bit of momentum, and it's almost trying to start hitting the brakes before we head into that, which I think is going to be the really powerful level of support, which I expect to kind of stop this this flow of blood. So I think that's what I'm expecting. Look, it could be like an electric fence type of bounce that we get off there as well. Maybe the buyers really see that as an opportunity to really flood into the market. But I think the higher probability outcome in my view is a slowing rate of decline, and hopefully a nice basing out period in that green zone, and that will give us a really nice opportunity to start accumulating in that zone. So that for me is the real big theme that I'm looking at, is seeing this opportunity as a zone for long-term accumulation, not so much for leverage trading, but that's where I'm looking to have some dry powder and put some money into the Bitcoin market for long term. So
it's very similar to what we saw here. We saw a long sort of accumulation period for buyers to get back into the market.
Exactly.
You reckon the same thing? Now, just to wrap this up, Graham, just take us through why you believe this is that solid support for this current move to the downside.
Cool. So the thing I'm going to point to is your volume by price metric. Okay, so if we zoom out a little bit further, we can get a better picture of the long-term price action, which points to this zone being very significant. So firstly, what I will show you is that we had this break out of this this squeezing structure, and that was the significant impulsive leg to the downside. So that's what set up this following bearish move out of that structure. And when we did move into this consolidation pattern, it did throw us a dummy halfway through where it looked like it would rebound. But in hindsight, I mean, this was actually a really weak bounce. We didn't even get back up to the breaking point, which is a favorite level for people to take a short position. We didn't even get to that level, which shows you how weak that bounce was. We've now broken out of there. But if we now zoom out further, and we can see some of the more historical price action, and you can see that this volume by price level is showing you there that was a significant level of trading, and that's why we got this little period of sideways movement. Okay. And then the next big volume by price area that we've identified is this area highlighted by the green, and you can see how this those two green, or rather two yellow bars stand out there. as showing you that that's where a lot of the trading action has taken place, and hence that shows that that will be a high probability level of support when we retest that zone. Further to that, this is the zone that we had all that testing on the way down previously from the highs of 2017 that took so long to break, and those historical levels do become significant for future trading behavior. So really, that's why I think that's a significant level of resistance to watch out for.
All right, and you were 60-40 bearish. I mean, I would imagine you are probably a little bit more bearish now at the moment, because the price does look fairly weak.
Yes, so definitely we could get some bounce here. We could go sideways for a bit more. It might take some time, but I really think that I would be very surprised if we don't come and test this area now. I mean, the market is just showing all the signs that this is where it wants to go. It wants to come and retest the 6,800 level. So I think it's a 70% probability we're going to get there. I'm holding a short position at the moment. It's not a really big one because, like I said, my real game plan is to accumulate Bitcoin in a big way when we get into that support level. But definitely, I think that I'm quite confident we're going to test that zone.
All right. Well, Graham, thanks so much for this Friday edition, the Book Friday edition.
Can't wait for the rugby,
It's going to be a cracker. So a lot of you will be watching this probably after the weekend's rugby. Let's hope that the Springboks have made it through to the final against England. Hey, wouldn't that be great? Graham, thanks so much.
Against Wales, James?
No, against the final against England.
You want to play the final against England?
Yes, I do indeed.
Okay.
Because I don't want New Zealand to win the World Cup final for the third time in a row. I mean, how boring.
But you're half a pommy, so...
Exactly, there's also that. There's also that. Graham, thanks so much.
Cool. Shot, James.
Great. This edition proudly brought to you by Altcoin Trader. Don't forget that video tour I did of their offices. Check it out on our YouTube channel. Please support SA Crypto by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and sharing it with your friends. Until next time, it's goodbye from myself, James Preston.
Myself, Graham Tennant.
SA Crypto is not a registered financial advisory, and the information provided in this market analysis is for informational purposes only. Each audience member is responsible for their own financial decisions, and SA Crypto cannot be held responsible for any decisions made by those within its audience. SA Crypto strongly encourages all audience members to consult a professional and registered financial advisor before making any financial decisions.